Okay, and welcome back, everybody. This is the First Inning Radio Show, live on television radio and television.com. And I am the BX Bomber 2011, along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hello, BX Bomber. Everything is going pretty good again, and we're definitely getting very close to spring training now. And I have a very good article with some decent points from George King of the New York Post, who is discussing all different types of things that may be coming up with spring training, including a Yankee step chart for their positions.
Oh wow! And it seems Manny Machado still hasn't taken the bait yet on that Yankee offer for 7 to 8 years and 200 and something million, right?
220 million. Yeah, I was checking through things today, and there really is no report on it today. So we only have 3 days until the Yankees report, pitchers and catchers report. So it's still really up in the air, and the depth chart that George King has of the New York Post that we will be discussing, he does not even have Manny Machado on there. So we're assuming that the Yankees are going without him as of this broadcast right here, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of days or so.
I hope to wake up one of these days and the Yankees have both Manny Machado and Bryce Harper.
Yeah, possibly.
That's what we need. Let's do it, man. Let them do it. Let's do it, man. They still available. Buy them, man. Let's give them the money, yo. That's it.
Yeah, but what they may be thinking of, too, is, within the next several years or so, they want to work on the next core four. And, they will. Aaron Judge is going to have to get paid, and Gary Sanchez, and Didi Gregorius, and all of that. So, the Yankees have built a young core, and they realize that those guys are all going to have to get paid. Aaron Judge, is going to be making millions eventually as well.
Yeah, he will be.
So the Yankees are wondering whether they really want to make these huge investments in these free agents when they're going to have to pay their own players.
No, it's true, man. Aaron Hicks as well. He's gonna get paid a lot of money.
Exactly. They have
Gabriel Torres, if he makes it, gonna make a lot of money. And Andujar, a lot of people, is gonna come up. So eventually, I believe they'll probably get rid of these guys as trade pawns before they have to pay them the big money.
Well, we'll see what they do. But Aaron Judge is really a franchise player, and he's going to get paid. And they are committed to Giancarlo Stanton as well, who has that huge contract. So maybe the Yankees are just apprehensive about putting a huge amount of money into two free agents within the next several years. They're going to have to work on signing their own player.
No, absolutely, because I don't want the Yankees to turn out to be like the New York Knicks, because the Knicks are making the most money in the NBA at $4.9 billion a year, and they're the worst team in the NBA. How is that possible?
I know, it's pretty horrible. And I understand what you're saying. And I don't think Cal would allow that. The Steinbrenner family would allow that to happen to the Yankees. They just operate a little bit on a different scale than George Steinbrenner, the late George Steinbrenner did. And I think they're thinking ahead on a lot of stuff. But we'll eventually see what happens with Manny Machado. There's still 3 days left. And who knows, he may sign after spring training has already started. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Well, I don't have the analytics in front of me, but we did a radio show about this, and the Yankees make more profit than they actually spend. So they're turning into the Knicks, little by little.
Yeah. Yeah, what we found is a chart that showed the revenues are going up,
right?
But their payroll is staying roughly the same.
Right.
So they're making more revenue. But their payroll is staying approximately the same as it has been, more or less. I mean, up or down, 20 million up or down. about the same for about the past 10 years.
Yeah, man. So there's something fishy going on with the management and the players, you know? So we never know, man. Hopefully not this year, but there could be a baseball strike on the way the contracts are going, you know?
Yeah, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. And as far as the spring training, George King has a number of different things. He starts off with the best position battle that will be happening this spring training. And it says, GM Brian Cashman says first base is Luke Voigt's to lose, but is fully aware Greg Bird could unseat Voigt with a strong and healthy spring training. Despite the injuries, it's still easy to be seduced by Bird's swing at Yankee Stadium. So he believes that is the best spring training battle at this point. And I can see how that would be, and that it is Voigt's to lose at this point with the way that Voigt came on after he got traded over from the Cardinals. So I really like Voigt, and I'm looking at a photograph of him. He's already down there in Florida, and he looks lean and mean and muscular, and he's standing next to Bird in the photograph. So he looks to be in great shape.
Yeah, he lost a few pounds as well, man, and he's going to be our first baseman. So if the Yankees pick up Manny Machado or Bryce Harper, I think Bird, he might have to sit down and go to the minors.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. We'd have to see what's happening there. And they say the most intriguing minor leaguer that is coming to camp will be center fielder Estevan Florial. Will be in camp for a second straight year, and he is the Yankees' top prospect. However, injuries limited him to 75 games at Tampa, Single A last year, and the 21-year-old hasn't played above Single A, where he hit 87 times and 294 at-bats last season. Clint Frazier says he is all the way back from concussion issues, though, and right-hander Albert Abreu, a top 10 prospect, could open eyes and might impress enough to be put in a position to be a big league starter or reliever if the need arises during the season. So those seem to be the guys to look, the minor leaguers and guys to be looking for in spring training. Estevan Florial, who they're still very high on, but he's only 21 years old and still hasn't played above Single A.
Oh wow! So he'll be here soon, man. He'll be here soon. You know,
right.
They should put him in the Staten Island Yankees and all that to get him some exposure up here. You know,
right? Exactly. And we'll see how that all works out there. Estevan Florial, they're very high on him, and Albert Abreu is a top pitching prospect, and of course Clint Frazier is back from his concussion symptoms, and you know, he has a very quick bat, and he's very strong too. He's not a super lord-sized player, but he has muscles on top of muscles, Clint Frazier, and has a very quick bat. And
I like Clint Frazier. I think he's gonna be the kid that's gonna take somebody's job there, and he wants to take the left field job. He said he wanted to take Brett Gardner out of there. He said it himself. He wants to play, so hopefully he gets the job, man.
Exactly. Red Thunder, they call him, because he has that very orange hair, you know, and they call him Red Thunder. And he is still someone that I'm very high on. And a story to watch develop is Gary Sanchez's work behind the plate will be well chronicled. But what happened to Jacoby Ellsbury is intriguing. Ellsbury, who is 35 years old, is a fifth outfielder who has 2 seasons and $47 million remaining. The Yankees would love to move Ellsbury, so they would still love to move him. He missed all of last year. A strong spring and avoiding injuries would help to make that happen. So they still seem to be in the mood of trying to move Ellsbury, even though they didn't do it all season.
Well, if I pick up Bryce Harper, I'm going to pay Ellsbury his money and release him. See you later. Goodbye.
Right.
I'll let you have another season somewhere else, man. Go ahead. I'll give you your money. I'll pay your contract off. Bring Harper here and let him go on to a different team. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'll throw him to the Mets for free.
Wow.
I'll give him to the Mets for free. I said we're gonna sign Bryce Harper. In addition, we're gonna pay Ellsbury's contract and give him to the Mets for free. That's it.
Wow. Holy cow.
So Van Bergen, Van whatever the hell his name is, I got a package coming for you, man.
Van Wagenen, yeah.
That's it.
And the manager's toughest challenges. Those will come when the regular season opens for Aaron Boone's team March 28th on my birthday against the Orioles in the Bronx. As for 6 weeks under dancing palm trees, the manager will have to decide who the regular first baseman is and judge how much Troy Tulowitzki has left. If Tulowitzki can't handle short, Gleyber Torres will shift from second to short, where his footwork wasn't solid a year ago. So they're feeling that. So George King feels that Gleyber Torres' footwork was not particularly solid at shortstop, but I'm hoping that Tulowitzki has a strong comeback season.
No, absolutely. And you know what? Brian Cashman has spoke about this before, that Gleyber Torres originally is a shortstop in the first place. So he was the originator to take over shortstop for Didi because he was hurt. But then they got Tulowitzki, and that's the replacement. So actually, Torres could actually still win that position at shortstop. You know?
Exactly.
And also MLB, they ranked Miguel Andujar as one of the top 10 third basemen in MLB. You know?
Oh yes, he talks a bit about him too. I'll get to him as well. But they're talking now. The next thing that they're discussing is the most intriguing newcomer, and the Yankees followed lefty starter Patrick Corbin for 3 years and anticipated signing him this offseason as a free agent. Instead, Corbin joined the Nationals. Now James Paxton, a lefty starter acquired from the Mariners for minor leaguers Justice Sheffield, Eric Swanson, and Don Thompson Williams, is the newest member of the rotation, and it will be interesting how he adjusts from the Pacific Northwest to the Yankees universe, which isn't easy to do. So we'll see how James Paxton makes out in the Yankees starting rotation.
Yeah, he's gonna be hard throwing, man. We got a hell of a pitching rotation from right now, and the bullpen is the strongest I ever seen the Yankees in a long time. So the Yankees are coming out of the gate pretty strong, man. So
I would say so.
Yeah, so like I tell the guys, it all depends on how Boston plays. You know, if Boston's gonna come out of the gate again like they did last year and win the division, we're gonna be a wild card team again. So we're gonna have to play much harder and win more games to win the division. That's the main goal this year. We have to win the division, you know, and skip that wild card, that whole wild card scenario and all that, because that's what messes us up, man. You know, all that wild card scenarios, and we have to waste more energy in that to play in the next games. You know, so hopefully we do win the division, man, at least, you know, and we can move on and just play and let Boston go through the wild card this time, you know?
Exactly, because it's very hard to predict what's going to happen during the season. We don't know what injuries will take place. We don't know when players will go into hitting slumps. We don't know when the teams will be playing poorly. I mean, one thing that's guaranteed over a 6-month season is there's definitely going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times when teams are not playing well, and times when they are playing lights out, and the season is ups and downs. And as we've often said, the baseball season is a marathon, not a sprint. So we will have to see how everything goes. And I think the Yankees have just as good a chance as the Red Sox, because the Yankees look like a very strong team, and Paxton is a very hard thrower. Just like Severino, Paxton is another 97, 98 mile per hour fastball pitcher with a great breaking pitch.
No, it's true, man. It's true, but the thing is in the history of the Yankees, they always start out slow in the season. You know, have you ever noticed that? You know, every year it's bad.
It seems to be a trend.
You know, every year they start out slow. Every year they don't get it together. Every year they can't hit or something like that. And then toward the ending of April and May, then they start getting it together. And then it's a fight for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? So.
Yes, I remember our first game together in April. When we met up and they were playing the Orioles, that very cold day in April when it was 40 degrees, but the wind chill factor was in the 20s.
Yeah.
And we were discussing it, and I remember I just saw the blog recently, and I remember I was saying, well, it's very early in the season because the Yankees were only playing about 500 at that point. The Yankees got off to a 9-9 500 start in 2018, but then really took off from there.
Yeah, because that's the old way of saying, oh, it's early in the season. In this day and age in baseball, that's not true anymore. You know what I'm saying? To win in the playoffs, you have to win in the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? There's no more of that comeback type of play. You know, because teams are taking off and they're not coming back down. Go ahead.
There's a saying that you can't win a pennant in April, but you can lose a pennant in April.
Yeah, man, it's true, man. And like Yogi Berra always said, it can get dark early. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you have to play. You have to play and win those games in April. They're very important.
Exactly. And the next thing we have is the most notable absence from spring training this year, and it will be David Robertson. David Robertson signed a 2-year, $23 million deal with the Phillies and left a big hole in the Yankees bullpen. The Yankees talked to the right-handed reliever who will be 34 in early April, but instead inked 33-year-old Adam Ottavino to a 3-year contract worth $27 million. Robertson thrived in the Bronx, and while Ottavino is from Brooklyn, let's see how he compares to Robertson. So we will see how Adam Ottavino does taking over David Robertson's role.
Oh, that's a no-brainer, man. Ottavino is way better than David Robinson. David Robinson shot his load already. He wasn't even gonna pitch good this year. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure of it. He's already shot his load. He's already been smacked around a bunch of times. And he's undependable already, you know. Ottavino takes his spot, hands down, and wherever he goes, good luck, David Robinson.
Yeah, he's with the Phillies now, and here we get to Miguel Andujar, and this is George King's opinion. Don't be surprised if it becomes an issue. One way or another, Miguel Andujar's play at third base will be watched closely. After making 15 errors last year as a rookie third baseman, he didn't start Game 4 of the American League Division Series against the Red Sox because Boone felt Neil Walker provided better defense with CC Sabathia starting the game. The Yankees believe Andujar's throwing issues are correctable, and that will be emphasized throughout camp, where Andujar will be a frequent visitor to the backfields for work. So they still want him to work on his throwing. And that's where he made a lot of his errors. He made 15 errors last year, largely throwing errors from third base.
Well, like I explained before, MLB has noted him as one of the top 10 third basemen in the league. So
wow,
you should see him pretty good next year. Well, this year he's gonna be good. You're gonna see.
Yeah, I've always said, and I say over and over, that I'm very high on Andujar, and he is a fantastic hitter. I mean, no doubt about it. He hit for power, and he drove in runs, and he hit 300, or just about 300. So he definitely, I think he really should have won Rookie of the Year, to be honest with you. But I know they gave it to Ohtani because Ohtani had all the hype. But I really think Andujar should have been Rookie of the Year last year. But of course, I'm biased, because I'm such a Yankee fan.
Yeah, Ohtani, he was pitching and hitting home runs as a DH. That's unheard of and unseen before, But he did get hurt too, so.
Right.
He should have. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Andujar should have got it though too. I think,
Right.
But
And
yeah.
the the biggest comeback, obviously, Didi Gregorius, the Yankees' best all-around player last season, is coming back from Tommy John surgery on the right throwing elbow, which is significant. Gary Sanchez had surgery on the left non-throwing shoulder, which will be watched closely. Ellsbury missed all of last year and had hip surgery late in the season. However, Sabathia had a stent inserted into the heart in December, so he is a pick here. So, you know, with Didi Gregorius coming back and Jacoby Ellsbury, they feel that TC Sabathia coming back after having the heart surgery will have to be seen as the biggest comeback this year.
Yeah, and as we explained before as well, CC Sabathia is 14 strikeouts away from 3,000 strikeouts.
Exactly, and that's going to be wonderful. I hope he can get it in the first homestand of the season. I'm going to have to check the schedule, and
well, I think he's going to get it on his second start. His second start, he should get it.
Yeah, I hope it's a home game.
Yeah, the Yankees start in they start here in against Baltimore.
Yeah, March 28th at Yankee Stadium against the Orioles. Yes.
But I don't think he's one of the top 3 starters on the Yankees, is he? Is he number 4 or 5? I think he might be number 4, right?
Yeah, let's see. They probably have Severino,
Paxton.
Then Tanaka,
yeah,
then Paxton.
Yeah.
Then Jay Happ, or maybe Happ is 3 now, or Jay Happ, and then Sabathia will probably be the number 5 starter.
Yeah, so we might see him in the so yeah, it might be like towards the end of or the middle of April he might break it then. You know, because of the homestands. Yeah. So we're gonna have to wait on that one. But I think hopefully he does it at home, you know?
Right, exactly. And the final thing to run through is the depth chart. And at first base, the Yankees have Luke Voigt starting. They have Luke Voigt, Gray Bird, and DJ LeMahieu for first base. At second base, they have Gleyber Torres and DJ LeMahieu. At shortstop, they have Troy Tulowitzki or Gleyber Torres. At third base, they have Miguel Andujar, DJ LeMahieu, or Gleyber Torres. In left field, they'll have Brett Gardner, John Carlos Stanton, or Clint Frazier. In center field, Aaron Hicks, Brett Gardner, or Jacoby Ellsbury. In right field, Aaron Judge, John Carlos Stanton, or Aaron Hicks. At catcher, Gary Sanchez, Austin Romine, or Kyle Higashioka. At DH, John Carlos Stanton, Gary Sanchez, and Aaron Judge. And the starting pitchers, Luis Severino, Masahiro Tanaka, James Paxton, Jay Happ, CC Sabathia, Luis Sessa, Jonathan Loaisiga, and Domingo Germán. And in the bullpen will be Aroldis Chapman, Dylan Betances, Zach Britton, Chad Green, Adam Ottavino, Jonathan Holder, Luis Sessa, Domingo Germán, Jonathan Loaisiga, and Tommy Kahnle. So that is the lineup as of right now of all the depth guys they have on the depth chart right now, and what positions they could possibly fill. Obviously, they're not including Machado right now because he's still not with the team.
Yeah, or Harper. But I think the weakest link on the team in position there might be catching. You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how great Sanchez is and how he's gonna do this year, but I don't think Sanchez has much left in him to be a great catcher. Yeah, man, I don't see it anymore. I think he's in the decline, and depending on this year how he does, if he goes up in greatness, then I give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he declines this year, they should get rid of him eventually. You know, and they're gonna have to buy.
I was looking for him to have a strong bounce back season.
That's what I'm hoping for. And if that doesn't happen, they're gonna have to get rid of him. You know, because then the catching is gonna be their weakest link. Because you can't go on the season with Romine. You know what I mean? Even though he can hit, like he can hit. He had a few hits last year, which came through, but I don't think he can do it again either. You know, I think both those guys.
He can start every day.
Yeah, I don't think they can do it. We need a strong catcher back there that can hit and catch every day. You know, and I think also Jacoby Ellsbury, he's gonna have a hell of a year. I think, man, and I think Jacoby Ellsbury, he's gonna be the leader of the team.
Wow! So you have a lot of high hopes and a lot of high anticipation.
I see Ellsbury taking the job in center field.
Wow!
If they let him play, if they let him play,
that is a bold prediction on your part. My goodness.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a bold prediction on your part.
And I still haven't seen not one picture or clip or video or anything about Jacoby Ellsbury.
Right.
They haven't even showed him at spring training or anything. Nothing.
You know, as the George King article that we just went through said, that George King is still under the impression that the Yankees still want to move Ellsbury and still want to move him. So that is a very bold prediction that you're making there, because, you know, Aaron Hicks is still on the way up quite a bit, and Aaron Hicks, even though he had a low batting average, Aaron Hicks, another player with over 20 home runs and great fielding. So that's a strong prediction on your part to let Aaron take the job.
Yeah, so we never know what's gonna happen coming out of spring training, you know. But I think Ellsbury could do it, man. Hopefully he comes out strong, or they let him play. I don't know, but it's all predictions. So
right, it's fun to make predictions. This is a fun time of the year to just like anticipate and do hypothetical things and try to decide what could possibly happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go into August and September, and I want to see Ellsbury as the man in center field. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I want to see. And I don't know about Gardner. I don't know if he's gonna be there, but I think they might have to pull Gardner out eventually if he's not playing as well, you know, because they're gonna need that bat. I'm telling you, man, if Ellsbury plays good, they're gonna need that bat. And I don't know what they're gonna do with yeah, so Ken Frazier's gonna have to go down for a little while, you know, and hang out in the minor leagues for a little bit, you know, which is sad. You know, but until then, the Yankees have a solid team. You know, hopefully Sanchez does good, man. I think he could do it too, you know, because it depends on if runners, if he don't have the arm to throw the guys out at second, they're going to be running on him all day, and there's going to be no confidence over there.
Oh, but remember, Sanchez is known for having a gun for an arm. What Sanchez's problem is that he has trouble catching them. You know, he lets a lot of pass balls go by, but as far as his throwing runners out at second base, he has a gun and really guns out a lot of base stealers. You know, he had allowed a lot of pass balls. That was what his problem was, allowing pass balls.
Yeah, absolutely, because Major League Baseball is gonna test him, and they're gonna test him early to see what his arm looked like, and as well, hopefully his surgery does good, because to hold up that catcher's glove with that arm, because it was on the arm, he got surgery on the arm that holds up the catcher's glove. Okay, and that's a big thing on holding the glove. That's a lot of work, you know, to hold the glove up. So if he can manage past that, and I don't know how he's gonna stop those pass balls, but it's gonna have to work out somehow. But it's been a great radio show, and we're gonna end it here. And hopefully everybody could like and subscribe, and we see everybody on the next one. You want to say anything before you go, Roger?
Yes, I wanted to say that it was misunderstanding. I was thinking about a story on Bud. He had the surgery on his non-throwing arm, as I had just stated, and that's what we were talking about there. Yes, but it's been a great podcast again, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
That's right, everybody. So see you on the next one, folks, and bye-bye.